My beloved, there is no coincidence that you have been drawn here. Every word you are about to absorb has been spoken specifically for you. Within these lines, expect to find truths that reach deeper than your usual encouragements, and richer than what this world can offer you. I want you to sense that something sacred is unfolding. A window is opening to a level of comfort, restoration, and hope you may have only dreamed of. Imagine for a moment what would become of your days and your nights if you truly embraced my presence. What if right now you allowed my voice to pierce through the noise and the ache, cutting through whatever discouragement or heaviness has weighed on you for too long? Let me assure you, the stakes are real. If you do not listen, if your heart closes again as it has in the past, the pain could linger, cycles might repeat, and you might miss out on the breakthrough and warmth I am so ready to pour into your life. But this message, this direct word from me is not a vague promise. You are not receiving another generic sermon, but rather a living breath of my spirit spoken directly into your story. A loving, intimate devotion from your Creator to you. Allow yourself to rest in that and let the journey begin. Night after night, I have watched over you, counting every tear that slipped quietly onto your pillow as you pressed on through darkness and confusion. Those hours you thought no one noticed. Those battles behind closed doors, every single moment mattered to me. Not one sigh, not one ache of your heart has been wasted or unseen. I am here to promise you that for every night you spent wrestling and weeping, for each time pain tried to define you, I am bringing a reward that will heal and transform. Feel my assurance as I draw near, covering you with my love and protection. Not because you managed to appear strong, but because you allowed your heart to remain gentle, open, and trusting even in your brokenness. All those silent tears, every cry you suppressed out of fear or shame, I have carried close to my heart. You have navigated situations that wounded and disappointed you deeply. Yet somehow you continued to hope and to trust even when hope itself seemed frail. That is a beauty I cherish in you. Others may have tried to exploit your kindness and simplicity, twisting your trust for their own gain. False words and empty promises may have left their mark, but I am not like those who have hurt you. Today I declare freedom over you. Every damaging influence, every web of manipulation is being cut away now by the power of my love and sacrifice. The sense of guilt and unworthiness that yoke others tried to place around your neck no longer has authority over your spirit. My beloved, you are not meant to serve the expectations or judgments of those who thrive on your exhaustion. Instead, I have come to wash your wounds with mercy and to break every chain meant to keep you bound. As you read these words, feel my healing oil pouring into your soul, softening hardened places and restoring tenderness where pain once lived. Allow my holy presence to cleanse, lifting from you the weight of every mistake and regret. When I look at you, I see someone truly good, someone who loves, who cares, who respects. That is who you are to me. There are those who lost their way, who no longer listen to the whisperings of their conscience, who trample on the dignity of others for selfish gain. They may seem wise in their deceit or popular with their empty flattery, but their influence over you is ending now. I am forming a shield around you so you can walk forward with freedom, joy, and a new confidence that cannot be taken from you. You will notice the difference within As you choose to allow my spirit to fill you, a divine joy will begin to bloom in you, pushing away the heaviness you carried for so long. With every breath, you will sense strength rising to help you turn from unhealthy attachments and let go of people or patterns that only borrowed from your spirit and left you depleted. You no longer need to chase the approval of those who mask their intentions and say they love you while holding on to duplicity, because my love will surround and keep you secure. Pay attention to the peace settling in your heart, for it is an unmistakable sign from me. Know with certainty that your sadness or inner struggles are not a punishment from my hand. Many are tempted to think trials arrive because I have turned away or grown angry. But it is not so. My beloved child, my arms are open, always extended toward you. Never withdrawn in condemnation. Remember the sacrifice I made, giving everything in love so that you might have not a life of sorrow, but a life abundant and eternal. I have never desired your torment, but always your healing. My deepest longing is not for you to feel fear or guilt, but for you to dwell in the confidence of my love and my plans for your good. I did not come to bring accusations or to pile burdens higher, but to rescue and to redeem, surrounding you in a promise that will not fail. In every moment when you feel the shadows pressing in, when you wonder if you will ever be whole or joyful again, hold to the truth that my presence is there to weave new light into your soul. I am the one who bends down to lift you up, breathing new faith and courage where defeat seems certain. Even now, I am rekindling hope, blowing gently upon the embers within you until a flame begins to flicker with warmth once more. Your fears cannot remain where my love has entered. You are more deeply known than you have ever realized. Before a word is on your tongue, or even as doubts try to swirl within, I see you. I understand your vulnerabilities, your haunted memories, your quiet worries at night. But I have never left your side and I never will. I strengthen you daily through every unseen trial. I am sustaining you when your own resolve falters. Every prayer, every whispered plea for help, I am attentive to. I do not judge you as the world does or as you sometimes judge yourself. I approach you now not to point out where you failed, but to lift you into victory, walking with you, guiding and empowering you to stand tall and walk with released shoulders, knowing you are mine and that your life story holds more value than you can yet understand. As you yield your burdens to me, as you trust me with your tangled feelings and uncertain plans, I am at work in your heart, your mind, your spirit, and every detail of your journey. You do not walk an unknown road alone. The wisdom you have needed, the ability to rise each day and honor your own and your family's dignity, I am bestowing that on you. You need not worry about the path ahead, for I am revealing who you truly are and what you are capable of through my design. Your gifts, your unique talents, and every ounce of love you pour out. They are seeds I have planted and am now cultivating in you. Believe it. You were fashioned for triumph, not for defeat. And I am the guarantee that you will overcome. So let your confidence take root, not in yourself alone, but in me. And you will not be moved. You may not always feel prepared, sometimes doubting if you are ready to accept blessing or responsibility, but in my eyes, your faith, even when small, is mighty. Do not disqualify yourself because of your past. Do not accept the accusations of others who cannot see the grace I have lavished on you. if I have declared you forgiven. If you have sought me with sincerity, what others say is powerless against the promise I have made over your life. Their judgment withers in the light of my mercy. You are on a road that advances and nobody's resistance can keep you from the future I am opening for you unless you allow it. So I urge you gently. Don't cling to bonds that pull you backward, to voices that drown out hope and try to re-anchor you in shame. I call you by name every day, inviting you to come near so I can strengthen you again and again for whatever lies ahead. My spirit meets you with power whenever you take a moment to yield your heart, to pray, to surrender your will, and to offer up even a tired or faltering faith. This is the ground where miracles spring, where sorrow turns to new joy. Open your arms and your home. Make space for the abundant blessing I am bringing. And see the transformation not just in you, but in all those you love. Release every heavy thought, every anxiety, every old fear into my hands right now. You have nothing to gain by clutching them any longer. My voice is not the voice of despair or worry. It is the voice of a loving Father who delights in your freedom and rejoices in every step you take toward trust. When you are tempted by discouragement, choose to listen to my words of love over the shouts of doubt. I have proved myself faithful time and again. If you dare to believe, you will witness the gates of favor swing wide before you. You are my own and my own will never remain in darkness. My spirit surrounds you, restoring hope wherever you travel. There is purpose in every moment you have been brought here and now. For I have been waiting to gather you into my arms and call you blessed and favored. You have begun to sense that you stand at the threshold of something beyond the noise of ordinary days of truth that calls to you by name. In this quiet moment, I wish for your heart to know certainty, to feel the gentle tide of my presence pressing in around your doubts and fears. Your longing, the ache for meaning and safety, is not lost on me. Even now, I draw close, not as a distant dream, but as a living hope that sees each fiber of your being. I invite you to linger here, listening deeper than before for a revelation that will not merely decorate your mind, but will stir the core of your being awake. As every heartbeat echoes in the secret places of your soul, I remind you that your life is not random, not abandoned to chance or silence. I have known you before your first breath and in every unseen moment since. When you weary of striving, when disappointment begins to harden the gentle places within, I want you to remember that I see beyond your anxieties. I watch you try, falter, begin again. I collect every tear, for your tears are precious to me. None falls to the ground without my knowing. Feel the safety in that knowledge. You are not forgotten or overlooked. In the tapestry of existence, your thread is beloved, not for your perfection, but for your presence. It is enough that you are here. Do not rush past the invitation I extend now to settle, to be known, to let yourself be loved without apology or pretense. Within these words, a sanctuary forms a place where your suffering meets my tenderness, and your deepest questions are not brushed aside, but welcomed as the starting point for all that will unfold. You may sense the battle between hope and despair, between striving and surrender. I do not chastise you for these struggles, nor am I surprised by them. I embrace you as you are in your uncertainty and in your belief. Even in the places where you hide or recoil from the light, my gaze remains kind and unwavering, offering not condemnation, but the promise of healing. I reach across the distance you feel, refusing to let your shame or disappointment build walls between us. Here my voice does not accuse, it restores. I know how lonely a journey can feel. And so my word arrives like water in the desert. Not just for today, but for the season you are walking through. Do not fear vulnerability here. Your honesty is what I cherish most. Every fear spoken, every doubt revealed, becomes a doorway to new grace. I want you to consider that nothing you carry need disqualify you from this encounter. It is not your strength that brings you near me, but my relentless desire to draw near to you. My hands are steady, opening wide to receive every burden you release. In return, I offer the peace that your heart has searched for in so many lesser places. Trust that I am as close as your next breath, even when you find it hard to believe. The storms that rage within you are not too wild for my calming word. The questions that haunt you are not too complex for my gentle understanding. I am patient as you wrestle, faithful as you wander, and I never grow weary of loving you. Hear me now. Your story is not over, and your future is never locked beyond the reach of renewal. Though you do not know what tomorrow holds, I hold you, and that is enough. Allow my love to be the firm ground beneath your feet, when all else feels uncertain. My purpose for you endures through every change, every heartbreak, every unexpected turn. I do not waste pain. I gather it, transform it, and use it as a seed for new joy. Even the parts of your heart you hide away, thinking they are disqualified or broken, are precious to me. I see their beauty. Yes, even as they heal. Sit quietly in this assurance. My delight in you is unwavering. With every flaw, with every honest question, I call you chosen. Your weaknesses are familiar to me, but they do not define you. I see potential where you see shortcomings. I see hope where you see disappointment. I work quietly in the background of your days, weaving goodness you cannot yet perceive. The transformation I promise does not rely on sudden perfection, but on the steady presence of my love, healing and reshaping your life from the inside out. Just as a seed must surrender to darkness before it bursts into bloom, so too must your soul sometimes rest in uncertainty before the fullness of my purpose comes to light. I urge you not to count yourself out, not to assume you have wandered too far. My invitations are never revoked. Even now I restore what you feel has been lost. Faith, courage, joy. The places of your life that feel dry and barren are where I most love to work wonders. Set aside the pressure to perform for me. Simply let yourself be deeply seen. I do not measure you against anyone else, nor do I grow impatient with your progress. In every stumble, I offer grace. In every weary step, I supply strength. You will find that I am never disappointed in your need for me. In fact, it is your very need that opens the way for my abundance. Let your heart trust just for now that you are accepted. Not for your performance, not because you have everything figured out, but because I have chosen you, because I see you as you are. Rest here in quiet assurance as I speak promise over your life. A promise that endures beyond mood, circumstance, or fear. My love is your anchor, your shield, your unshakable foundation in the spaces between questions and answers, between action and stillness. My voice is always speaking hope. Even when you cannot feel me, I am working in unseen ways, preparing good things for you. Your openness now is the soil for every miracle yet to come. In the stillness where you find yourself, perhaps after seasons of noise and distraction, I invite you to discover what I have hidden for you beneath the surface. Treasures waiting to be uncovered, not in the reach of your hands, but in the quiet of your surrendered heart. My presence is the shelter you long for. Yet so often you search for shelter in things that fade. Let me be your rest. If you have walked through disappointment or felt that your best efforts returned emptiness, know that I am not indifferent to your pain. Every weary sigh, every silent tear, every longing you conceal from others is known to me with a compassion deeper than any river, wider than any horizon your eyes can see. There is no shame in your fatigue, only my gentle invitation to come and lean on my strength. Your limits are not your failure. They are the doorway to my sufficiency. When you feel pressed on every side, tempted to withdraw or to fight without rest, remember that you are not meant to endure alone. I have shaped you with a capacity for both endurance and surrender, a paradox that human wisdom cannot resolve, but which my spirit understands perfectly. Where you have tried to carry burdens alone, bring them to me. Each weight you relinquish, I transform. What seems insurmountable to you is but morning dew to me, soon to vanish in the warmth of my embrace. You are not defined by what overwhelms you, but by my power lifting you up when you choose to reach out, even if only with the smallest cry of hope. If fear stalks you in the night or uncertainty shadows your steps, do not believe the lie that you have been abandoned. I have promised myself to you as near as your own breath. Though my ways are beyond your immediate understanding, I am weaving your story into something beautiful if you will trust me with the untidy threads. Faith is not the absence of questions, but the courage to bring your doubts to me, open-hearted, believing I am patient enough to receive you fully. Do not wait for perfect faith before you draw near. Even imperfect trust offered sincerely is a bond one will not break. In the trembling of your uncertainty, I am steady for you. When the path becomes unclear, when you lose your sense of direction, I remain your constant. Do not measure the journey by what you can calculate or control, but by the certainty that I walk beside you. It is not in your striving that you find clarity, but in your yielding to me, not a surrender of hope, but a surrender of your need to always know what comes next. Let me lead step by step, for I see beyond every turn and hold the means to supply every need, even before you ask. My love for you is not fragile. It is not given or taken away by your success or failure. It is fixed, unyielding, and faithful, drawing you into safety, even when you resist it out of fear you are too broken to belong. I delight in you not in some future perfected version, but in the very rawness of your journey, where honesty meets grace. When you hide your pain, you close the door I long to walk through, that I may sit with you in your struggle, not as a guest, but as the one who bears your burdens with you. I have not come to condemn your struggle but to walk with you in it. If you have felt unworthy of love or weighed yourself constantly against the achievements of others, remember those are not my measures. I see you as unique, wonderfully made, inherently valuable. Not because of what you can do for me, but because you are mine. Each day you wake, my mercies flow arish. Not as a limited supply you must ration, but overflowing grace for each moment. You are not forgotten in the silence. You are seen and held even when your circumstances seem to press out all signs of hope. Breathe deeply now as if you are inhaling the very peace I place within reach. Do not despise the small moments of relief or joy. I am present in the laughter as much as in your tears. Let go of the belief that you must always earn your place with me. You have my invitation, not because of your perfection, but because of my promise. As you draw near, I do not keep a record of your failures, but instead rejoice over each step closer to my heart. This is not because I ignore truth, but because my truth is always entwined with mercy. Accept this mercy now, even when it seems more than you deserve. Amen. Share and subscribe.